Hey there, friends. If you guys have a couple minutes, wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a story here. For the past couple weeks, I've gotten quite a few. I've gotten a lot of questions as far as do you really need a 20-foot wingspan plane? Why are you making a 20-foot wingspan plane? It's just one of those ideas that I got stuck in my head, and the way I do things when I get an idea stuck in my head, I usually just kind of run with it. Obviously as long as the wife doesn't mind. Some of the the plane originated in my head because a couple months, back in August, July, August, something like that. Ed from ExperimentalAirlines had one of his YouTube contests, the longest wingspan plane, and I got thinking about that. I said, well, just why can't we go 20 feet? So I've been playing around with that. Now, some of the other things that I've done, just kind of crazy off my head. For the past several years, I have. Sorry about my stuttering; it's terrible. For the past several years, I've been bow hunting white-tailed deer. I love to bow hunt. Actually, shortly after my wife and I first started dating, she kind of picked up an interest in it. We bought her a bow, and she shoots really well too. One of the ideas that I had gotten in my head shortly, let's see, this was probably about 2.5 years ago. I really wanted to make my own bow. Now I'm not talking a recurve bow, even although I would like to try to make one, but the idea I got in my head, I'd like to try to make a compound bow. And so I started to kind of tool around with different ideas. I did some research on the internet, and some of the websites that I've been to, it didn't seem like it'd be that hard at all. There's complications to it, but I think I could do it. So I started on it, and something I wanted to show you here. This is the riser for the bow that I am making. It's the entire riser is made of fiberglass, so it's not real light. The riser does have some weight to it, but I pulled out some scrap pieces of wood, and I put them down on a drawing that I had of a bow, and I made the forms for the contours, the curves, all the recesses, and it's really turning out pretty good. I've got a whole, one of my holes down here for the limb bolts, and here, obviously the cams that I plan on using, obviously I didn't make those. I got those from eBay. But the riser, the two limbs, they're both made of fiberglass, and see, that'll go on there right like that. I think that'll be pretty cool. And it's just one of those crazy ideas that I got in my head. Can I do it? So I'm working on it, and it's one of my 12.5 projects that I've got going right now. Well, then something I got thinking about. Okay, well, when I get the bow done, okay, I'm gonna need to make, you know, the bowstring. So actually, so something I did, I was checking out eBay, and I forget the guy's name, but he's super friendly. He actually sells big spools of the bowstring material. Because I don't know if you guys know, but a bowstring is not actually just one string. It's actually about 12 to 16 individual strands that are twisted. They're twisted together to make the one single string for a bowstring. Well, you know, seeing as how I'm, you know, making all this, I wanted to make the bowstring too. So I went ahead and ordered a couple spools. Well, then to actually twist the bowstring and make the bowstring, you're gonna need a string jig. Okay, so let me grab the camera. You'll come with me over here. Here on the floor, I've got my bowstring jig that I made. Actually, just you know, I came across diagrams on the internet, and, you know, showing, you know, how you know what it is that a bowstring jig is comprised of. And so I went over to we've got a place here in town. It's called Metal Supermarket. They sell anything steel. Oh man, they got steel, aluminum, brass, copper, all kinds of stuff over there. Such a neat place to walk through. But what you do with a bowstring jig, you know, you're gonna take your string and you're gonna wrap it around these pegs, and these, well, I've got them real. There we go. See, that gets turned out like that, and the bracket that I've got right here, I've got another set down there that I made, and the entire thing slides. It's just on this piece of some kind of strut. But you wrap the string from like you know, you start on this peg, you go to this peg, and you go down around, and you go around 6 times. Then what you do is you turn these, you know, lengthwise like this, and you pull out the two center posts. Then you've got your string, which if you've gone around 6 times, well, then you've got 12 strands. Then here on this end, you pop that string off here, put it on this hook right here, pull this sucker tight, and then you twist that around, and then you anyway, make a long story short, that's how you make your bowstring. So that was something that I made. I made the string jig. So now let's go back up here. You know, okay, when I get the bow all done, when I get my string all made, well, then you've got to get the string onto the bow. So how do you do that? You need a bow press. So what you do is you put your bow in here on these rubber, I don't even know what you call them, but you put them on here, and you get your limbs coming up like this, and you know, you jack this here up. It pulls the limbs together. That way the cams. That's what these here are. You pull the limbs up. That way the cams are up higher, and you get your string wrapped around, because on these cams it's got these little pegs, and you put your string on there. And again, you know, for the steel, I'd gone over to that Metal Supermarket, and you know, I came back here to the house, just started cutting and welding, and actually it's a 2-ton, or well, no, I don't know, it's a 2-ton or 1-ton, I forget. But I got the bottle jack over there at Harbor Freight where my wife works, and you know, I mean, the bow press was again just it's actually modeled from it's an Apple bow press. The company is called Apple, and I completely lost my train of thought right there. But you know, it's again, it's just one of those crazy ideas that you get stuck in your head, and you know, I get a ton of them every week. And so, you know, as far as my 20-foot wingspan plane, you know, do I need it? Absolutely not. Is it practical? Probably not. But I tell you what, I've really had a lot of fun putting it together so far. I've definitely learned a lot, and I really appreciate the other people's help from YouTube. You know, some of the other message boards that I've been to. You know, because of my personal inexperience, there's absolutely no way that I probably couldn't have done as much progress on my big plane, you know, without you guys' help. So I really appreciate it. There is one other thing that I'd like to say about my big plane before I end the little video here. I have gotten tons and tons of hate mail. It's unbelievable how much I've gotten. I didn't realize that this would happen, but there's been quite a few people that are giving me a bunch of crap because because the plane, I really wanted to name it. I originally wanted to name it, you know, the Axon Project. You know, because I was basing, you know, the looks of the plane off Ed from ExperimentalAirlines. I wanted to base my plane off his Axon plane, just bigger. And I've gotten a lot of crap about that, you know. I mean, and two times I've talked with Ed. They're on YouTube. I've sent him messages and he's replied back. Ed, thank you very much. You know, I've gotten Ed's consent, you know, to use the Axon name, and you know, for some people that just doesn't seem like that's good enough. So, okay, you know, you're right. I mean, there are parts of this plane, most of the plane, that is just way off the wall compared to Ed's Axon. So, you know, I was just sitting here and I was thinking, you know, this is going to be a pretty big plane. It's going to be 20-foot long wingspan. The fuselage is probably going to be, you know, 8 to 14 feet long. You know, it's going to have the support tower, or, you know, I had gotten a message from Ed. He was telling me that it's actually called a king post. Ed, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me about that. It's called a king post, that support tower that comes off the top that'll have the lines that come down. I did not know that was called a king post. But, you know, I'm going to have a 20-foot wingspan with a king post and the ground lines and the flight lines, and it's, you know, it's really going to be an impressive sight, or, you know, what Ed called it. He called it it's a marvel of engineering. So what I've decided to do, I was thinking that, okay, what is a really big bird? Did you guys know that the biggest bird in the world is called the wandering albatross? I actually did some looking on the internet at this. A wandering albatross, they say, this is according to National Geographic, they say that a wandering albatross, the wingspan on a full-grown male is generally, what was it? It was 12 to 14 feet. And there have been the rare occurrence that the wandering albatross has actually grown his wingspan out to 17 feet. A 17-foot wingspan on a bird. I mean, that's big. So, I've decided to change the name. We're going to call this the FB Albatross. It's for the Foamboard Albatross. So yeah. So we have different projects that I've been working on. I get these ideas in my head. Can I make it? Is there a way to get it made? So far, yeah. So, you know, again, you know, do I need a 20-foot wide wingspan radio controlled airplane? Especially if it's made out of, you know, Dollar Tree Foamboard? No, I don't need it. But I'm having fun doing it, so. Anyway, like I said, you know, to the people that have been helping me out with this, I really appreciate your help. I've definitely learned a lot. I've actually had a few people that have sent me messages and questions, you know, hey, how do I do this, or what do you think of this? I think that's awesome, you know, because I actually have a bit of knowledge to where I can help somebody else out. Appreciate you guys' time. Take care.